Okay, you're now tuned in to Lady J, radio personality, and I'm going to give you my perspective. Today, the question is, where are all the real men? Is the question that women ask today. And me personally, I want to introduce my guests, or they can introduce themselves. We have,
My name is Malik.
and
Dave Smith, Prophet.
and they're going to give their opinion as to where the real men are. But before we get into their version, I would like to state mine from a woman's perspective. I feel we as women have the lack of knowledge due to the fact that we don't have a father figure in some homes. And that's why we can't appreciate what a real man is, because we don't know what that feels like. And with that being said and done, I would like to give the fellas the floor, and you give us your version of what you think or where you think the real men have gone today.
Hey, you want to start?
All right, so that's actually a great way to start it off too, because there are no men in the homes. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to children being raised, it's really just the ladies that's putting in a lot of the footwork for our little men that are trying to grow up, and for the ladies that's trying to grow up. And a lot of guys out here just really slacking on their job, don't want to take care of their responsibilities.
Where do you think that slack is initiated from, though? Do you think that's from the lack of having a father figure within their homes to teach them how to be young men?
Yeah, it's like a trickle down effect. It's like a generational curse or something like that. It's just growing up without that individual as a father figure there in the home is like a reflection that's been put on by that person growing up, and then they end up having a child, and then they back out on that responsibility, and then that child grows up without their father figure in their life.
Okay.
It just keeps going.
So what do you think about that, Malik? What's your opinion on that?
I think first we should define what a real man is. Historically, my understanding has been that the man's sole purpose, as we know it, is to protect and provide.
Okay.
Initially, those are the main two functions, within the household. And to be the head of the household, I feel like the brunt of the responsibility falls on the man, and even though the woman is the manager of
Right.
the household, but a lot of the things that you've said, dad's not being present for many number of reasons, and like Dave said, this vicious cycle that we seem to be caught in, and but I think there are still some. I know there are still some real men out there. The aspect that I want to speak about is the ones that are displaced.
Right.
Because a lot of black men are displaced.
Right.
When I'm up early, going to take care of my business, going by my daily routine, when I look around on the street, I see black men. They're on the corners, they're on the curb, they're at the bus stops. They seem to be lost. They seem to be kind of outcasted. I noticed that when I ride all over the city, not necessarily the suburbs, but the city.
Right.
When you look around, that's what you see, black men, And so we are trying to find our place, reestablish ourselves in our homes, in our community, and just in society. We've been stigmatized, we've been stereotyped, we've been scapegoated, villainized. As far as the media just portraying us, every time the news, they show you all of the horrendous acts that take place involving black men, and not very many of the good ones, because there's some positive things going on too,
So I really want to touch bases, because I know we as black people kind of frequent and focus on our black society, but we're saying men as in general. Take the color away. As a woman, how can I identify what a good man is, or what a real man is? Like, what are some of the things that you would like to get our viewers to understand? If you see this, that man has the potential to be a real man. So what are some of the things, like you said, starting off, biblically speaking, taking head of the household, being that provider and protector. But if he's not already in your household, then you would never know. So just as far as a dating scenario, what will be some of the key things as a woman I could pick up on and say, hey, he might be a really good man? What are some of the things or characteristics I can look for?
I was always told that you can tell how a man will treat you based on how he treats his mother.
Okay.
So that's the first thing you look at, how he interacts with the females that are already in his life. Look at how he treats his sister, or his, like you say, his mother, his grandmother, you know.
So being a man, that's a true statement that the way a man treats his mother or siblings, if she's a female, then that's how he could treat you as his mate.
It's a good family representation.
Okay.
I mean,
I
yes.
feel like moral integrities for sure is one thing to pay attention to.
Okay. I like that because that is true. I've learned that from experience from several different relationships with the man who had a positive relationship with his mother and with one that did not.
Right.
And I've seen the trickle down as to the effect of our relationship because we didn't have that foundation of respect off the rip. So I agree with that. So with moving forward, what are some of the things that real men are looking for in these women? What kind of women do real men look for?
Well, I'm a cliche type of person. Like I think that those short statements are those proverbs and different things that we have, like get us through life. They're there for a reason, and mainly because they're true.
Right.
But they said, be the person you want to marry. You know, male or female. You know, they say,
I agree.
If you could marry somebody just like yourself, would you? And I'm talking about knowing the dark side.
Right. Overall.
The presentation.
Right.
The dirty stuff you do too that nobody knows about.
Right.
Would you want to marry somebody like yourself?
I like that.
And so that's what we need to ask ourselves. You know, I believe you get who you are. You know what
that's
you
true.
are.
You attract similar people. Right.
So if you're a 2, you're not gonna get a 10. You can get a 2.
Okay.
And that's because that's the vibe you give, and that's the frequency. That's where you are. That's the station you're at.
Okay, so for people who experience the ongoing of the turmoils and damaging relationships, what is your advice to those people? Because a lot of women who question where the real men are is the ones who are single.
Stay strong.
Well, yeah, stay very strong. You know, because I mean, the truth is that the Black family is under attack. It has been under attack since a few centuries now, 4 or 5 centuries in this country at least. And so, there has been a systematic destruction, and so we talking about all men, but me as a Black man, I have to
that's where your focus
first. That's
right.
what my concern is.
Right.
Because I see some consistencies and stabilities in other cultures and nationalities that I don't see
in your own. Okay, so with that being said, within the Black community, what is something that we as women can do to help create better men or real men?
Show some responsibility, especially for actions.
Okay.
Like all of this stuff that's on Instagram,
social
Twitter,
media, Peter.
You know what I'm saying? World Star. Let's start taking some responsibilities for our actions. I
feel too we lack the gratification of good things that are happening in the community. We really don't hear about a lot of good men in our community, and when I say our, I'm speaking in Black community. We don't get a lot of publication on that. We're more so focused on the demeaning and the deterioration of the Black men in our community. So I feel like pushing the good men to the forefront. I actually read one magazine, it was in the 1 Hour magazine, and they had a portion of the 12 men of the month, and these men in this magazine were all single, productive, prestigious, some with and without children, some been married and whatnot, but their overall caliber was phenomenal. And they're single and they're out here. So I think as women, we need to self-evaluate and figure out who we are, what we want, and that way we can seek that like being that we want.
And that's basically what I'm saying. You have to decide what's important to you.
Right.
The one thing that when I was comparing us to other nationalities and cultures is that we have to agree on something. We have to agree on a set of values. I don't think that we have a set value system like other people. So what you learn in your household might be different than what he learned and what I learned. So everybody's coming up and our right and wrongs are different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So since we're at this point where, our families are coming from all these different backgrounds, you have to set value to what's important. Me, I'm an abstract person. I look at qualities, how you treat people, how you speak to people, how you take care of yourself, respect, because things we can get and lose. So I'm not going, oh, she got a job. She got that new business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with her. To me, it shows me that she's accomplished and successful and that she can complete a task and reach goal. Okay, that's all well and good. But it's a lot of evil people with money. Just because you got money don't make you a good person.
That's true too. And that's something that I elaborated on earlier as well. It's the foundation. I feel as though I'm a parent. My son's first relationship with a woman is with me. And when I say that, I'm not saying sexually, but I'm just saying overall, our relationship starts from the relationship that you conduct at home, and then you build from that one. So from women that lack or father figure, what are some of the things that they can look for? Because obviously they're lacking something. And sometimes we tend to go after men that we wish were the qualities of our father or the bad qualities.
And it's funny you say that because you said that.
1 second.
You said what should we look for? I think that you said, oh, what should they look for who haven't had a man in the household? And it's funny.
Positive
Okay, positive role models that aren't in the household. But
right.
What I want before I lose my thought, you can clearly tell a woman who.
1 second.
You can clearly tell the difference between a woman who has had a man in her life and one who hasn't.
How?
And because they don't know how to talk to a man.
Okay.
And that's the first thing, is know where to draw that line.
Communication.
As far as, how you speak to a man, whether you interested, not interested. Keep, like Dave said, keep it respectful.
Yeah.
Be a lady. Bring back the classiness. The higher, we come from a high principle people. We are high people,
right.
Not low. We not filthy people. We come from high standards.
I think that's what our generation, or these up and coming generations, lack the most, is self-respect first and foremost, and then respect for others. Whether I know you or not, I should come off and treat you the way I want you to treat me. So I think that's another big thing. So ladies, you hear them, you hear from the men firsthand. Respect yourself, and that way you can respect others. And is there anything you guys want to lead the ladies with before we go off air?
Yeah, ladies, me and Curly know the difference between a bee and a lady.
Right.
So your presentation is going to determine
the
how
platform.
you're treated.
Yeah.
The approach. A guy knows who he can step to and how. And if you have that
aura and demeanor,
carrying yourself in the way that's letting the guy know I'm not playing, don't come sideways.
Right.
You better be serious when you step to me and be respectful.
Okay.
Then you're demanding respect, and he has no choice but to respect you, but at the same time you have to respect him.
Okay.
Know how to let a brother down easy. Okay. Oh, you're looking very nice today, sir. That's fine, but I'm involved with someone. Maybe we'll bump into each other again sometime.
Right.
Don't and see, that's when you making a guy
take it there.
Yeah.
Hey, focus. It's not love.
Amen. Know the difference. Love oneself. That way you can love others. If you guys want to go ahead and promote what you do and let the people know what you do and where they can find you guys.
Okay.
All right, so we're at Imagination with an E, Suite 123. You come by and get your short hairstyles done, ladies, if you have it. For the ladies that do have a man involved, we do haircuts as well. So come check us out.
Froze, bald heads, tapers, whatever you want. We get you the deluxe cut, real exquisite, right?
So make sure that you guys check them out. They're inside of Greenfield Plaza. It's going to be 21700 Greenfield, Suite 123, Salon Imagination. Ask for Malik, Dave / Prophet. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've had a blast. We'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.